Hello, hello. Welcome in. Another day, another Final Refrain stream. I believe there's one currently ongoing, so hopefully when that one finishes, we might get a few people piling in. But in the meantime, we've got 5 minutes. Let's go over the decks. On the left, we've got Xkix, Transition. Ta-da! I have had the privilege of playing this player many times. British, just like me. I'm unbiased, but I would like to see them go forwards. I mean, why could I not? Proudest Keyforge moment, winning UK Alliance Nationals 2024. And they've got a nice quote down there. On the right, we've got JDG314 from Canada. I have played this player many times in many different leagues. Very strong. Has a lot of medals to their names. Let's go over the achievements. 2024 US National Alliance runner-up. So, yep. 2023 Canada National Archon runner-up. And 2023 Seattle Voltor Archon runner-up. Now, when you have so many titles that get you second place, you're bound to get first place eventually. Could this be JDG's first place finish? We might see. We've got a few more rounds of that. Moving on to the decks. JDG's deck. So when I saw this deck originally, I thought this was the funniest anti-meta thing I've ever seen. 3 Quixel Stones to break up all the Winds of Death creature spam that we've seen so far. So 3 Quixel Stones, some sub-average creatures, hold the line, which I'm sure is going to be very useful when this creature's being played, left, right, and center. Hadron Collision, access denied. In the Logos, we've got some support of getting it quickly. We've got Ultra Graviton, a QMEX, double bot booked in, Autovac, Universal Keylock, Auto Encoder, double Lethalogica, and an Electric Inquiry. Decent on Logos Pod. And in the Dis, we see just 3 creatures down there, an Essence Jar to purge the artifact control, I suppose. And if the artifact control is not fast enough, probably purge something a bit more valuable. Stirring Grave, bring back the Infernus. Waking Nightmare, double Mindfire, double Mark of Dis, Implosion, and double Doom. 4 draws in the same pod. Makes that quite funny indeed. And moving on. Xkix deck. Excuse me. Triple Junk Restoration with an Island of Misfit Toys. Poltergeistoid, so even when it gets purged, you can bring it right back. Winds of Death. 4 creatures at the bottom there. None seems super valuable. Perhaps the Snippy's a decent bit of creature control. Singing Scythe. Into the Mars, which is the powerhouse. We've got triple Xylo, a Profilator, Rebel, Zip. You know, the standard combo. Scoop Up, Plague Wing, Mass Abduction. No Key Abduction, but generates far and away enough amber. I've seen this deck in action and it's very scary. Event Horizon, multi-dimensional rescue, double near future lens, adds a bit more efficiency and a bit more speed to the deck. Retro Technicianly, so even if you think the Xylos are out of the game, they come right back. Double Proton Scythen, a Rhea, a Scout Pete, and into the Warp. Now, this deck would seem very scary if it wasn't up against 3 Quixel Stones, because what this deck wants to do is flood the board and weep out with Mars for tons of Damber, and that's not going to happen with these triple Quixo Stones here. And I'm going to quickly scan through, and I don't believe there's any artifact control either. I'm going to have a little look. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see any. So this Essence Jar here is I'm assuming going to pick either the triple copy of Xylo Or probably with the Quicksilver Stones, it's most likely going to pick the Junk Restorations. Yeah, no R. So, one of two things is likely going to happen. We're going to see the Quicksilver Stones come down early, and we're going to see Xkix deck here flounder a little bit. Or we're not going to see any Quicksilver Stones, and we're going to see a very fast win. But that's the joy of Keyforge. It's best of 3, so anything could happen. I'm going to quickly see if our players are ready. And our players are ready. So I'm going to quickly join their game, and I'll port you all over. Hopefully they haven't started without me. And do I know the password? I do. Okay. Let me switch you over. And we're in. Are the names correct? No, the names are not correct. 1 second. I know these players play very fast, so I'm going to just give them fair warning that I need to amend some things. Alright, let me move you over down here. You can go up there. Hey, Sunday, he might not play fast, but I am very aware that the Xkix plays very fast. Okay, their names have been moved. I'm going to quickly move that a little bit further down. There we are. Lock them back up. All right, go for it. We're 10 minutes into the stream and I've not dropped a single frame. The Wi-Fi is liking me today. And we get a little timer as well. Oh, well, there goes one of them. Junk Restoration. Likely going to bring back one of those Geistoid creatures. Chooses to discard it. We'll return it with Return to Rebel and a Dark Lamp. The Wi-Fi does indeed like me. There goes the Island of Misfit Toys. And the Zip less impactful with the Quicksilver Stone on the board. And a Mark of Dis to force them into Geistoid. Youch. And there goes the island. And Implosion. Well, he may be the thinking guy, but if the games run as they do, there might not be a lot of thinking involved, really. Yeah, Bruta 1, 2, 3. Yes, the Quicksilver is a ghastly matchup. I think, having spoke to Xkix themselves, I asked them if they had anything they wanted to say. They said that this was not a matchup they were looking forward to and was essentially a massive counter to their deck. But if you watched round 1, you can see how it's played. I'm supposing we're going to see a Quicksilver Stone masterclass here. I've missed a few turns. They just discarded Winds of Death there. Then JDG archived some cards. Then Xkix did some stuff. Then JDG just played Autoencoder. So just setting up here. Double Junk Restoration to return Stray. Then a Junk Restoration to return Poltergeistoids. Poltergeistoids to play the Island of Misfit Toys. Purges the Implosion. Discards both creatures. And throws out the Singing Scythe. Yeah, that Etan's Jar Needs to come up fairly quickly. I suppose the good thing about having no artifact control is that you can just discard the Quixel stones for archiving. So once you've got one out, you don't need the other two, unless you want the amber. But we see just a discard of all the creatures and all the cards that they don't want to see out. And it's over to Xkix. And whether they want to play 3 Junk Restorations this turn with the Island of Misfit Toys, or whether they want to see something else. I think knowing the Ettin's Jar is basically on your doorstep, you probably have to pay the Geistoid. But we'll see. We'll see. There's an equal chance they have it and don't have it. Into the Geistoid. Thinking count 1. We'll keep a counter. If I was good enough for streaming, I'd throw one up quickly, but that would take too long. Picks up a Reaver. Plays another one. Picks up Event Horizon. Plays another one. Picks up a Proton Scythen. So just trying to rush here. And this is probably quite beneficial for Xkix, because with all the creatures in their discard and their archive, they don't need to play any of them. And I suppose it muddies JDG's archive as well, because they don't want to play any creatures. So if I get it right here, the Winds of Death actually might be quite an efficient card. Purge your Mark of Dis. And discard the other 3 creatures. We're either going to see a Mark of Dis here, I imagine, or the Etans. Discarding the Stone Grave. Now, I'm not quite sure what JDG plans to do, but I would imagine eventually you're going to want some amber. I don't believe the deck has any opportunity to completely lock out your opponent. Purging some more cards. Purges Poltergeistoids and Junk Restoration. And no Mark of Dis or Etans. And with no drawn cards, I assume they don't have the Ettin's Jar. They did archive 2 cards though, so it's very possible that one of these 2... Yeah, there's the purge list. Poltergeistoids will not be returning any of these cards into play. Yep, it definitely is not a good matchup, and unlike NKFL, keys do not matter. Out comes double Near Future Lens, which obviously will not be able to play any creatures that are at the top of the draw. Of which we've got a few left. We're going to see another Purge card. Don't believe your eyes. Don't count our player out. With all their creatures archived, whether or not the Essence Jar exists there or not, there's going to be plenty of pips to play. They obviously can't play Ultra Graviton if they have it. Welcome on in, Floxamore. I think I will advise against spoiling the other match in case people are watching these back and don't want spoilers in the chat, because they do appear on the screen. But I hope the matches, if there were matches, were fun. Oh, very cool that both copies of Ultra Graviton do archive a card. Into the Ghostoid. There are still 2 Junk Restorations left, which will get us through most of the draw that's remaining. They're going to play Event Horizon with the Near Future Lens to reveal Mass Extinction, which will play Mass Extinction. Winds of Death archives the Albia Stray, so 1 less creature to worry about. Discards the Snippy. And we'll play out another Dark Lamp to take our opponent off check here. And we'll play a Plague Wind with the Near Future Lens. So there's now perfect hand knowledge if JDG wishes to seek it. They do not. Or maybe they already know. Maybe they're just that smart. Just throwing in Star Alliance here. Another Quicksilverstone to get them to check. Welcome on in, everyone that's come in. I would advise not to spoil the other game in case people are watching them back. But I hope they were good games. We've got triple Quicksilverstone up against this madness. But JDG has already purged quite a few of the tools. The Essence Jar has not quite appeared. But I believe they definitely have it now. I think they've shuffled. Keep a note, Sunday. Thinking counter 2. Yeah, the Mind Fires will fire. I'm very impressed with this this masterclass here of being almost 2 keys up and still fighting hard. I don't know if JDG has anything in Logos which can stop Xkix here. Just farming an archive right back up. Oh, Xkix took their archive. Huh. How very curious. Thinking counter 3. I would have thought that you want none of your creatures in hand because they massively slow. Yeah, discard with Autovac. There is a way to stop if you play a creature. Oh no, you don't even need to. It's just keys cost +3. A very curious decision to draw the archive. I wonder what the thinking was there. Hey, listen, if yeah, he did no key abduction. If you're playing against 3 Quicksilverstones, of course you're going to need R. But in other alliances, it's deck matchup. It's matchup dependent, isn't it? R's always matchup dependent. I don't think it would have helped here anyway. Even if you had like a reclaimed, the Essence Shard just stops it coming out, and the Quicksilvers remain anyway. We see 2 uses of a Geistoid card in Star Alliance, with one with the Perimeter Alarm and then one with the Staff Sergeant Rhea. Very cool. And just purging away some tools here. We can see Infernus was purged with the first Singing Scythe, and then Lethalogica is purged with the second Reap on the Singing Scythe there. Very nice. And all of a sudden, it's looking rather dangerous for JDG here. I can imagine we're going to see thinking counter go to 4. You got to be doing some thinking at this point, right? It may be a bold move, but it might just work out. Still, we see JDG discarding some pip cards here. Does play the hold to the line. We'll discard the access denied. I'm wondering what they're planning on going for here. They've got this huge archive. You're going to need a lot of R. And it needs to be spelled out if you are dealing with a Nessen's Jar as well. We're going to see Xkix just spend an entire turn sacking 6 Mars cards here, all of which can't be used. Could they not have used Don't Believe Your Eyes? Were they haunted? They were probably haunted. Now, we have not seen that second Mark of Dis be purged. So, if we do see it here, there goes. So, 1 Junk Restoration is purged, but the other 2 might as well be, because they can't be played. But despite being purged, they still have to go into hand and be discarded. Does not choose to use the Mindfire. And we'll discard a few more cards. Perimeter Alarm. So can't play the Zip. Can't play Scout Pete, can't play Lee. We've got enough pips in hand next turn. Do get to check. There goes the Mass Abduction. Discard the Winds of Death. Discard Junk. Restoration can no longer be played. Can't play I'll Be Astray, so it goes back to the top. And a Dark Lamp to get to check. Oh, I see what we're doing now. Does that work? No, it only works once per turn. Oh, I see. I see. So we're just... No, I don't see. I don't see what the play is here. Once Xkix goes over 3, Autovac can't tax more than 3 a turn. Maybe I'm missing something. This looks like a very strong position for Xkix here. To Mindfire, but they only have 2 copies. How do they bring the other back? They've got no recursion, do they? Oh, right. I see. A very interesting strategy. Are they going to have enough time to enact it? That's such a silly strategy if that's the thing. My goodness. But I didn't see JDG's last game, so... That would be very funny. Forward thinking. So this must be the turn, right? This must be the turn of the silliness. There goes one without firing. Waking Nightmare. So with the draw pips now, they just loop. So Techno Themed will then play a Waking Nightmare, which Mindfire will then play. You see. And they can just do this endlessly. Into our rule of 6, of course, but Mindfire will play 6 times. And the Waking Nightmare will ensure the keys are at +6. But with the near future lens, means that there's still at least 2 cards to play, right? Thinking at 5. We've got thinking at 5. Indeed. This is why I could never be an Alliance player. The thought of even thinking of these things and then actually playing against it and identifying you're playing a Mindfire loop deck. I could never. I could never. I did see a few Vault Tours ago. This must have been like a year or so ago. Someone had an Armory Officer now, and they could pretty much rule of 6 their Star Alliance because they had draw pips. That was funny. But that was in an Archon deck, as far as I know. So access denied. Played in Dis, no? How did they play access denied? Oh, Matamaker. Matamaker, of course. I got there, Foxamore. Just another cool card to help. Are we going to see the thinking counter hit 6? And there is a Palak on the top of the deck, so the near future lens aren't going to be useful here. Looks like our player is going to let JDG carry this out here. How very silly. They're very well played. And a force into Geistoid here with the Mark of Dis. Oh, even the Techno Theme can draw a card. So even if you don't have the draw pips, it can still play a part. And the Double Doom is just icing on the cake. I will discard one more of your cards. Can play Palak, cannot play the Xylo. Does return the Singing Scythe. Oh, they can play the Xylo, of course. They can, once there's one creature out, they can play two. And that will be game. Yep, I've got it. Thank you for remembering. I'm terrible at remembering these things, but for Snoopy's case, I've got it. It would be a nightmare to have to log all those discard archives, discard archives. Ooh, right. JDG gets to... Oh no, Xkix gets to go first here. So maybe we won't see a Quicksilstone turn 1. Well, there it is. There it is. Snoopy's unstoppable. Got to bring that Singing Scythe back early, right? We know what we're aiming for now. Purge those mind fires. Gets rid of the Xylo and Ionix Rebel there. Looks like a much faster start to JDG here. 2 Quicksilstones out. Island comes down. With only 1 Junk Restoration at the moment, it's not going to be the biggest next turn if we can get its fire. But we'll see what's rest of the turn. Gets rid of the Plague Wind. Purges Implosion. Probably a smart decision. There goes 1 draw loop. Ultra Graviton. Does play it. Archives 5 cards. Auto Encoder goes down. Autovac comes down. Goodness. And the access denied is on the Pete here. We'll return the... Oh no, doesn't have the Scythe. Scythe is purged, that's why. We'll capture 2 to ward off the check here. Purges the Xylo because creatures at this point are near useless. Throwing out all our Junk Restorations here. Takes 1 near future lens. Takes a scoop up. It's hard to track. It's hard to track. Essence Jar, I can imagine that's say goodbye to your Junk Restorations. Yep. I can can count on probably 2 hands how many cards can currently be played from Xkix's deck. And down goes that near future lens. This is not looking good. We got Lo-Fi Mozart? Get that out of here. We got no place for Mozart in this stream. Winds of Death. So discard Scout P, discards Rhea to use Stray, capture ones, event Horizons into the Winds of Death, so perhaps not planned. We'll discard the Zip, archive a bunch of creatures that they can no longer play. Well, they can play one with Quicksilver out. So we've got 14 cards in archives they can't play. We've got 3 Junk Restorations they can't play. We've got 3 Purge cards they can't play. It's not looking good. It's not looking good one bit. It is a nightmare matchup. I can imagine no doubt both players practice the matchup. But sometimes one deck is just looking a lot better than the other in matchup alone. And I think I've looked at the predictions, it was like 12 to 40 saying JDG was going to win. Not that the game's over yet, but it's not looking good, is all I can say. And the Keylock will start to tax as well. Goodbye Ultra Graviton for now. And a Mass Abduction. Just some setup on JDG's end there. Playing some more pips to get back to check. Discarding some cards they don't want. You see the first near future lens come down. Multi-dimensional Rescue. Will return the other near future lens, I can imagine. A very cool card in this deck. You know, you can get everything from one house in the Star Alliance, or you can take some other things if you want. Thinking counters at 6. I don't have the stats fakey, but maybe chat can help you out. Or there's recap streams every Sunday. So maybe the stats are there. I don't know if you can accurately track consistency, because I can imagine how JDG plays this deck, someone else might play it a little bit differently. No, not yet. We'll get there. With Keyforge tools being made every week, maybe we'll get a telepathic Keyforge tool. Oh, it's like they've played, like, this alliance has existed for a long time? That's the first time I've seen it. I mean, if it does what it does. It's a very scary, scary matchup indeed. Yeah, in 2023, fair enough. So, well established and well versed and well practiced. So Esperino popping in to say that Xkix's deck has only been playing for 3 months. So we have a 3 years from 3 years of JDG's deck and 3 months here for Xkix's deck. Yeah. Level of expertise for sure. We don't want to count our players out though. I believe Xkix is considered the UK's strongest alliance player. New to me too, don't you worry. I was like, what's he setting up here? And chat was like, yep, he's setting up this Mindfire lock. Oh, okay. And here it is. Right on schedule. And do we know what's on the top of the deck? A Poltergeistoids is currently on the top of the... Is it not? I don't know. I don't know what's on the top of the deck, but I don't think it's going to help them out here. Very scary indeed. Just the Matter Maker being the icing on the top. Access denied, stopping the Singing Scythe last game. It's provided a lot of value for sure. Mark of Dis to force Xkix to go into Geistoid. They've got no cards in hand. The Albia Stray is only going to be able to capture one, but it can't because of the access denied. And it's back to hand. And discarded. And that's the game. I will grab the log for Snoopy. Just going to make sure they're different. Well played. I'll let our players talk it out. We can switch over to the winning deck. Here it is, if anyone wishes for a closer look. JDG will advance on to round 3. Unfortunately, I believe that's both our British players out. But it was a fun match, and I learned something new today. Xkix is saying, you better win this thing. So we have some JDG support from our unfortunately knocked out opponent. It is a crazy deck. Well, not a horribly long one. 45 minutes, just like the last one I streamed. Yeah, I will be heading off to Snoopy. Thank you everyone for popping in. I hope you can catch some future streams. I'm not sure if I'm streaming any of the others this round, but I might be streaming some from round 4. We'll see. Or round 3, rather. Whatever you're doing, I hope you all have a great day, night, evening. And I will catch you in the next stream. Later, everyone.